Right, Tottenham's fixtures for the 2024-2025 Premier League season have been announced, as you can see here. We're going to run through them today. We're going to run through all of the key periods of the season for Tottenham because there will be a big fixture pile-up with the Europa League and Carabao Cup coming in early in the season for Spurs. There's going to be a lot of football to be played, but if we look at it, that's a pretty kind schedule compared to some of the ones that we've had in recent years in terms of the quality of the teams that we've played in a short period of time. But obviously the Europa League adds that added pressure and stress. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Spurs content come throughout the summer. Let me know what you think of the predictions in the comments. Let's start with the fixtures as a whole. We've got some other quick things to show as well. Obviously, away to Leicester on the first game of the season. I did have a gut feeling that would be the case. Obviously, there's a narrative of Harry Winks, newly promoted side. It's a bit of a shame it's a Monday night game. I'll be probably going to that, but I'd prefer it to be on the weekend. But, you know, that can't be helped sometimes. But also good for people who do want to watch Spurs' first game on TV if they're unable to go to the games. Everton at home, Newcastle away. Sandro Tonali's first game back for Newcastle will be that game. And then this is the big thing. Arsenal at home. The last time we played Arsenal at home first in the Premier League was in 2020 when we won in COVID, where Son scored that amazing curling goal and Kane scored as well. But before that, it was in 2011. 2-1 victory at home to Arsenal. Van der Vaart and Kyle Walker with the goals. I'm sure you'll remember that. Let me know in the comments where you were watching that game. But if you take away the COVID one with no real fans, I think there was a couple of thousand Spurs fans in the ground that day. That was the last time we played at Arsenal at home first in the league. Then that's followed up by Brentford at home, United away. Into October, Brighton away, West Ham at home, Palace away. It's fairly kind. November, Villa at home, then Ipswich at home. Obviously, one of the newly promoted sides back in the Premier League for the first time in a long time. City away in November, 3 points there. Fulham at home, and then December obviously is always going to be a bit carnage with the amount of fixtures, and obviously it's going to get worse with Spurs being back in Europe this year. We've got Bournemouth away to kick it off. That's the first Chelsea game at home on the 7th. Southampton away, Liverpool at home just before Christmas. Last time we played Liverpool at home just before Christmas, it was the 2-2 under Conte, where Kane got one of his first goals of the season. We had a load of players out. There was COVID around. And then Son got the equaliser. Robertson got sent off. So maybe a good omen there for Spurs can pick up a point. Forest away on Boxing Day. That will probably get moved on it to the 27th or 28th. I can't remember the last time we actually did play on Boxing Day. Wolves at home just before the new year kicks in. Then we follow that up with Newcastle at home. And then Arsenal away. That's very near my birthday. Arsenal away. 11th of January is my birthday, in case you're wondering. Arsenal away 14th of Jan. So both North London derbies out the way by January. That's big for Spurs. That is big. Then we've got Everton away and Leicester at home. That always really happens when you sort of play a little congestion of the teams that you played at the start of the season. Then February, Brentford away, United at home, Ipswich away, City at home, Bournemouth at home, Fulham away. April, there's a couple of tough games in there with Chelsea away and Liverpool away. And then May, it's a fairly kind run-in. Our last 5 games are Liverpool away, West Ham away, Palace at home, Villa away and Brighton at home. There's some tough games on paper there. But that's not as bad a run-in as we had this year. Obviously, it's tough, but it's not as bad as we had this year. Let's go to this then. So the first 5, obviously Leicester away, Everton at home, Newcastle away, Arsenal at home and Brentford at home. Let me know in the comments below how many points you think we'll pick up in those games. 3 out of the first 5 games are at home. I can't remember the last time we were at home on the first game of the season. So we were away again, but we were at home on the last game of the season for the first time, I think, in 6 years with Brighton. I think the last time we were at home on the last game was, I think it was Everton, the game before the Champions League final. This is what we will get into next. So the London derbies, the key dates. I mean, Brentford, it's a London game, but it's not really a derby, is it? So Arsenal, as I mentioned, 14th of September is the home game. Away is the 14th of Jan. Brentford is the 21st of September, and then away on 11th of February. West Ham is obviously a game we all look out for. 19th of October at home, and the 3rd of May away. Again, I think the last time we had West Ham away near the end of the season was that famous 1-0 loss, where we basically handed the title to Chelsea. I think Lanzini got the winner. They were very happy to burst our title dreams that day. Palace, 26th of October, very similar to last season, I think. And then at home near the last game of the season, good to see Eze getting his first game in against his old club there, hopefully on the 26th of October. Fulham at home, 30th of November and 15th of March away. Again, quite similar to this year, I think, with the away game. And then Chelsea, 7th of December at home and the 2nd of April away. Now, this is the next thing that I wanted to look at. First of all, could we win the league? with that running. Next, I want to look at this. Alistair Gold tweeted this out. Alistair Gold has done some heroes work, which is what I'm about to show you. Spurs will have to play 27 matches in around 17 weeks if you only take a week off for each of the 3 international breaks before 2024 ends, and 28 if they get through to the Carabao Cup third round. Or, sorry, if they get through the Carabao Cup third round. So, there will be a big fixture pile-up for Spurs. That's what the Europa League does. Obviously, last season, we weren't in Europe, and I think that's why recruitment is going to be absolutely key for Spurs this summer, to go deep in these competitions, to have good squad depth, give good chances to the youngsters as well, is going to be something that we're going to need to do with these fixtures, which we can show you now. Alistair Gold has done some brilliant work here. And if I just move this over a little bit, you'll be able to see. Bear with me 2 seconds and give that a nice... try and zoom in. If not, we'll just leave it at that so you can actually see. I can't make it bigger. Can't make it bigger. As long as you can see that there. Bit of black space, but it's fine. So, this is Tottenham's run of fixtures in full with Europa League games and Cup games added. So, as you can see, Leicester, Everton, Newcastle, Arsenal, then Carabao Cup third round. I'm pretty sure that is the week that the Champions League might be back. Someone was saying, one of my Arsenal friends was saying that is where the Champions League group game is. I think Arsenal have got to play Man City the week after this as well. Then Brentford, then Europa League kicks off 25th or 26th. Then Manchester United, then the Europa League is back a week later. Again, with the 2 extra games, I think, in the group with the format. There was a lot of games coming. And then Brighton, and then the international break, then West Ham, then the Europa League, then Palace, then the Europa League, the Carabao Cup, then Aston Villa at home, followed by a Europa League group game, Ipswich, then City, then another Europa League group game. So I think what they do, by the looks of it, is that they have 1 week almost where they get 2 rounds of fixtures in the Europa League because there's 2 extra added games. If you didn't know, with the change of the Europa League format, each team will play 8 games in the group. 8 games rather than 6. So that's there. Obviously, you can see there's only a week gap between that. I'm pretty sure they did something similar to this in COVID, where they had to get all the games in. There was only like a week break between some of the Europa League games. So it looks like we're something similar this year. So yeah, League, Europe, League, Europe, League, Europe, League, Carabao Cup if we get to the 4th round, unlike last year. Yeah, then Villa, then Europa League. Then we've got 2 league games with an international break in there between Ipswich and Man City. Europa League is back. Then we play 3 league games on the bounce with Fulham, Bournemouth and Chelsea in the space of a week. Then matchday 6 in the Europa League. Also, worth noting that the group stage goes all the way through to 2025. Then you've got the Carabao Cup quarter-final, if Spurs get that far, between the Southampton and the Liverpool game. Then semi-final, so you've got the festive fixtures into the new year with Newcastle. Then you've got the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg on the 7th or 8th of Jan, followed by the FA Cup third round on my birthday, the 11th of January. Then Arsenal, then Everton, then matchday 7 of the Europa League, then matchday 8 of the Europa League in the space of a week there. So it looks like they bookend it at the start and the end of the group stage, where you play your 2 games in the space of a week. Yeah, so a lot of games for Tottenham. Carabao Cup semi-final second leg is a month after the first one, which gives a bit of a nice gap. Followed by the FA Cup 4th round. Again, this is all if Spurs get this far. 13th of Feb could be the potential Europa League playoff round first leg. I think if we don't finish in the top... I can't remember how exactly it works. Should have done my research. But that could be another game that Spurs have to play. Man United and then the second leg, and then Ipswich, then City, then the FA Cup 5th round into March, then the Europa League round of 16 first leg, and second leg on the 6th and the 13th of March, sandwiched between a Bournemouth game in the league. Carabao Cup final is late this year. It's the 16th of March. Maybe they've done that to cram it in with the Europa League and Champions League change of formats. FA Cup quarter-final on the 29th. Chelsea, then Southampton, then a potential Europa League quarter-final, then Wolves, then a potential quarter-final second leg. If we get that far, for the first time since 2013, where we got knocked out by Basel. Oh no, pardon me, we got knocked out by... it was Basel. Yeah, it was Basel, I think. then Liverpool, Tottenham, then the FA Cup semi-final, then the Europa League semi-final first leg, then the West Ham game, then the semi-final second leg, then the Crystal Palace game, then the FA Cup final on the 17th of March, then you've got Villa away, and then the Europa League final, if we get that far, on the 21st of May. That is a lot of games for Tottenham to play if we go deep in the competitions. And yeah, squad building and squad depth is going to be massively important for Tottenham. Massively important. We need to add quality. We need to give the youngsters a chance, but we need to add that depth. Those are all your fixtures. How do you think we can do? How do we think we're going to do this season? Could we win the league? Could we win the league? Who knows? Quick refresh. Those are the fixtures there. Those are your first 5. Those are your London derbies. Those are your last 5. And that is your full fixture list with the cups included. If you have enjoyed the video, if you found it useful, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to comment where you think Spurs are going to finish this season. Let me know what you think of those first 5 games and the running as well. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Spurs content. Come on, you Spurs.